Yeah, we need it. Not a lot gets there. It's a desolate wasteland.
Well, not a lot. At least Minneapolis will still have Twitter because it is apparently now banned in Nigeria.
What?
Good for Nigeria.
Yeah,
Good on Nigeria's
honestly.
president telling the entire country to touch grass.
Yeah. This man is the most powerful ruler in the world currently. Trump, virgin, banned from Twitter. Nigerian president, Chad, banned
Twitter.
everyone from Twitter.
It is truly impressive to be able to shut it down. Because there have been attempts to shut down any number of things on the internet, and I'm sure.
Yeah,
like,
Laura Loomer. She
silence
shut down Twitter in her own way.
Like Pakistan, accidentally shut down all of YouTube one time.
Holy shit!
Because they accidentally shut down YouTube because they were because they have filters for decency, quote unquote decency. And there was a missing line of code or something, and it accidentally shut down all of YouTube everywhere, and not just Pakistan.
Holy fuck!
Yeah. Well, and there's also other countries that have blocked access to different platforms before.
Yeah.
It says it says right here in the article that that people just used a VPN.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like a proxy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, because information still flows around the world, and that is kind of the point of platforms that are supposed to provide us a place to talk and interact and participate in speech and creative ideas without borders.
If Twitter was banned in the United States, I just wouldn't even bother with getting a proxy or a VPN to use it. I'd be all right, whatever.
No.
Yeah,
thank God I can touch grass.
I mean, come on, didn't
I'll switch back to Club Penguin.
I was gonna say I'm gonna switch back to bullying people on Xbox Live.
Yeah, no, I'll go on Roblox and make fun of 13-year-olds. That's fine.
That's the spirit.
I mean, didn't Trump just come out with his solution to Twitter, which is he just made a blog?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, just go for that Web 1.0 shit,
Yeah.
That's what the solution has been this whole time. Everyone that's gotten banned or got not as popular on Twitter or got tired of having to post 16 times a day, it was just fuck it, I'm making my own website, come get on this shit.
Yeah. Nobody did. It's just Angel Fire.
I'm currently developing a new app for Palm OS.
Don't worry,
Call me
you
when
can
it's
read
on
my blog
Temple
exclusively
OS.
you could read my blog exclusively on your Symbian device.
You can
All right,
join
so to read my
social
blog
media
first, you have to find all the red cubes in Fez. Then
learn to code in Brainfuck.
Yeah, our podcast will now be broadcast on a shortwave radio in our local area only.
I was thinking we just kind of yell it.
Or
Town
stand on
crier
the
style,
corner.
basically.
If you're-
Have some dipshit with a bell, me, walk into the town square and just hear ye, that entire fucking thing.
Yeah,
I am gonna post on YMTD though.
Oh, YTMD,
God,
definitely.
can you imagine? Can you imagine trying to put all of this into a giant parchment scroll
I
that
think
we
it
then
would.
give
I
to
think it
Bo
would
to go
fit
read?
a parchment scroll perfectly. I don't know if this is going to be in the episode at the end, but the part about the cum cocktails, do that with big illuminated script, and I think it would work perfectly.
Yeah,
Extra.
actually, go onto our Patreon for some bonus clips to learn about the cum cocktails.
Once in yonder ages, there was a cocktail blessed with the seed of gentlemen.
Just the
I don't
seed.
know.
Let's not get into details. He doesn't.
Yeah,
want to
you
reveal
don't
his
need to know
identity.
where the seed doth come from, traveler.
Thou shalt
doubt.
not spill it. That is why we use it.
Oh, is
Yeah,
this,
that's why
is
we
this
have
a local or is this an imported?
God.
It costs more to import.
Stupid.
I'm gonna need to see some certification on this. Do you have
Some seed cert.
The
seed cert?
don't need a liquor
I'm
license for
making
that.
sure we preserve it for future generations by creating the seed vault.
Well,
It's not refrigerated.
might not exactly stay frozen for as long as you think. What with climate change and all that, but I
You
appreciate
gotta put them
where
in
we're going
the
with this.
gotta put them in the Dippin' Dots freezers.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna put mine right into oak barrels. Okay. Fuck
See,
all this preservation
see,
bullshit. I want it to be fucking funky. I want it to be icky sticky.
I
Yeah, give it
I
like
feel
kind of
like
a
cheese
smoky
whiz.
oaken vibe.
Yeah, I feel like I'm wasting all of mine just putting it into like guys' assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
Oh.
Less
it's
less
absorbed
buttholes,
fastest
more
there.
bungholes, which is the hole. That's like the proper name for a hole on a barrel.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't.
Yes.
I think my dad told me that once. So why would it not be true?
Yeah, your father.
My renowned linguist father.
It is an aperture through which a cask can be filled or emptied.
Okay,
So
God.
when,
Hey,
when,
check
when
it
someone
out.
says they're
Yep.
sticking it in your bunghole, they're putting it in your cask. They're filling your barrel. That is a good thing.
Or emptying you.
Or
depending.
emptying your barrel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How kind of them.
Step away
Very
from my
sweet.
barrel.
I wish someone would
No,
empty my barrel.
no,
Zach, just give me the time and a place and fly me over to
no,
Houston.
no.
I'm Bo. He him.
I'm Dennis. He they.
And I'm Artemis. She they.
Asses to elbows, people.
It's really stuffy in here.
We have, your normal cast. We have some of our extended universe,
Mm-hmm.
and we have Bo back from doing, I assume, 2 prequel movies and a TV show.
2 prequel movies, Rehab, another Rehab for the Rehab, another Rehab that did not turn out to be a cult, 3 Times the Charm, and then a very artsy cologne ad that only showed in the Balkans.
Yeah, this is just a really nice way to say that he has been locked up in my basement and I have been flogging him. But
Well, yeah, but
don't
we
worry,
still made
it's
all those
been-
movies. Like,
Yeah, we still did that. I mean, yeah, sure, we made all those movies, right, Bo? Right.
yeah,
That's what that camera was for, not
Yeah.
just for. We consented to the whole thing. Don't worry.
yeah.
It's very there's consent all over the walls in that basement.
Just shooting hot white ropes of consent
All
everywhere.
right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna, as
Bo
your
is
lawyer, I'm
skinned-
gonna recommend not.
Bo's skin is bright pink.
It's glowing, okay, because of how good that was for his skin.
Yeah, all that rehab.
I was gonna say you say Bo's bright pink, but what did you do?
Oh, just
Yeah.
the palms of my
Anyway.
hands. Those are bright pink too.
Anyway, welcome back, Bo.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
We missed you.
Yeah,
We missed you.
I
we
missed
love
you.
We miss you.
I know.
We're holding
Oh.
you tight so you'd never leave us again.
I know.
Yeah, every one of us has a hand in holding you tight.
That's why we're all here.
Yeah,
They're
in the
all
garage.
around. They're all around his neck, and he cannot breathe.
The room is filled with people that love you.
It's a very. I feel like this is like a wonderful life for you.
Yeah, it's not a podcast unless we have an intervention halfway through, but then we also just turn it into content.
The crying, the screaming, the shitting, it's all there, folks.
Yeah. So, we might as well get into our favorite thing to talk about on this podcast: what's happening in Texas.
Woo! Ye fucking haw.
Only Texas things happen in this podcast.
We bring non-Texans into this to torture them. It's great.
Yeah. Well, there are no non-Texans. Every single person here lives in Texas.
After being on the podcast, you are also just a Texan, just by osmosis.
You're
So
deputized.
everybody that we brought in, yeah. They don't give you a birth certificate here. They give
If you
a
have
badge.
listened to 3D6 episodes, you might qualify to be a Texan. Check with the
You might be a
department.
Texan.
Check with the
Ed.
DTS, the Department of Texas Services, a very real department that very definitely exists.
You may qualify if you inhale enough secondhand smoke.
Yeah, that too.
Federal
had enough
Bureau of
Big Red.
Texas. Okay, that's where you go if you're big enough. If your cowboy hat's big enough.
Yep.
Yeah, and if you've consumed enough Big Red,
They measure it in pounds, not by volume.
Anyway, what happened in Texas?
A lot of fucking bullshit. The Texas Tribune is, as always, a very interesting scroll. The Texas legislative session is in, and so we're taking rights away from everybody.
After a long 2-year wait, they're finally back, ladies and germs.
We were ready to legalize carrying guns. Cool. Ready to make sure that we charge Texans for their power grid failing. During
Great. Good thing we did that. I was
winter
worried we
storm.
wouldn't.
I was really afraid that I would just get off scot-free.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, because if we're not externalizing, private failures onto the population at large, what kind of Texans are we?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
God.
honestly, you deserve to be punished.
Yeah, we deserve to suffer here.
Yeah.
The wrath
That's
of God
a
from
flogging.
above was not enough. So too must we face the wrath of man.
I mean, y'all took
great.
my ranch, so like, I'm just reveling in this.
Your ranch dress?
No.
No, my family's
okay.
ranch.
Oh, well, that's because you had slaves on the family ranch, Dennis.
No,
so-
remember
No, this
we were Mexican.
Oh,
we
you
didn't
mean
have
the
slaves.
one where we left Mexico because they wanted to abolish slavery, and we were like, no, that's our ranch.
Yeah,
We're going to put,
if
we're going to
anything, you were
specifically put
the
slaves on it.
slavery people.
Right. Okay. Now I always get mixed up which side of the Rio Grande we were on for that one.
I'm
so.
innocent of this crime.
Yeah. So the Democrats did a walkout on the Texas voting bill.
Pretty
which
based.
was going to pass. And it's crazy because it's basically one of the most racist. After like making fun of Florida and like Tennessee for passing very racist voting bills, Georgia too, I think. Like we somehow we got a leg up on them.
Yeah.
We had the extra tall heels in our boots that day, and we really it was very bad.
What a way
And
to
the
cap that sentence off.
At least the Texas Democrats like walked out on this instead of doing a Nancy Pelosi and being like, well, we gotta
Like
go back
signing
to
it
our
and then
room.
ripping it up, but also like it's signed and there's like 5 more copies she signed first. Yeah.
That's good. If they walked out on it, does that mean it actually like gets paused, or did they
Yeah,
just pass it
so
without them?
because they walked out, it did not meet quorum.
Oh, good. Okay.
Which is the fancy word for there's not enough people there.
I've been to a
Yeah.
DSA meeting. I know what it means.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Not quorum. The stuff the Elote guy has in his little cart. That's different.
yeah.
That's much better.
Representative Sinfronia Thompson, the longest-serving black member of the Texas legislature, I said I wanted to share how that bill was an affront to me. She told the Texas Tribune on Monday. Ultimately, her words, and the sentiment behind them shared by their Black and Hispanic Democrats in the room encapsulated their reasons for choosing such a dramatic and rarely used tactic.
God, maybe you should use it more.
By
Seems to
walking
have
out of the
worked.
House, they could block its passage that night, but that would only set up a special session where the GOP majority could come back and approve a measure like it, or maybe in their minds, worse. So,
Oh, so it's just
Not-
a temporary stop.
it's a temporary win,
Keep walking
Okay.
out.
says the article.
Keep walking out.
So
Yeah.
I don't want to be down on it like that, like too much, because this does seem like this is a gesture that should be done. But I'm just trying to be like, wait. So does it actually stop it from passing? And the
For now,
article's opinion
yeah,
of that
is
it's a
nifty.
temporary win. We just have to set it up for like next week and pass it.
Basically, they have to keep walking out, like the same way that you would like keep walking out of a workplace if your boss was like not listening
Okay.
to your demands.
So
You just
they
keep
can
doing it.
They can keep walking out.
As far as I understand, they
That's
can
great.
keep like the legislature does not have rules on like attendance. You know, you're not elected in a right to represent state. So, you know,
No, this is good. As long as like I don't know. I'm just looking for a reason why this is like sucky somehow. But it just sounds like they just keep doing it.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
it
I'm
sucks
trying-
that to walk out. It sucks that we have to walk out. on,
that's
like,
necessary.
The most racist.
Yeah.
That literally the GOP has
Yeah,
a majority, and the only way to stop it is not like, hey, fellow Republican representatives, that seems kind of goddamn racist. It's
Right.
like, no,
What-
we have to actually like not be in here to stop you from.
Yeah, the only thing stopping you from being fucking terrible is literally like the dumb rules some asshole made up 100 years ago when the Capitol building was still made out of wood.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
what are
Well-
the specific like things in this bill that are terrible? Did I miss this?
I think we talked about it last week.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
y'all
this is the one
definitely
from
did.
last
It's
week.
It's
and I'm
about
blanking
like
because I'm a little stoned.
access.
Okay.
They're making it so like there are even less voting places. It's like I think they like buried the idea that voting day could be a holiday even, and I think they like wanted to make it so that you can't be reimbursed for going to vote.
Okay,
or
yeah,
some
I remember
bullshit.
talking about this.
Something about that. Some other stuff about like the hours that they would be open. Blah blah blah.
Right.
Getting rid of drive-through voting. It looks like.
Which
Okay.
is especially heinous here because literally we do not leave our cars.
Right,
Yeah,
you
it's
are the drive.
110 outside. I'm gonna die if I'm 70 years old and I have to get out of my car to walk into a voting place. I'm gonna die. I
mean,
you want me to vote? I'm sorry.
Well, depending on what kind of 70-year-old you are, no, I do not want you to vote. But that's a different story.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, true. So yeah. Basically,
Okay.
just like
Yeah.
all the procedural stuff that we're like, hey, you know, it'd make the United States and Texas even a more democratic place to live.
Or livable, even.
Yeah. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Which it's bad. It's not it's not it's not somebody saying, well, we're going to ban these particular people from voting. So it's back to we're going to be back to that argument of like, oh, well, they're just trying to make sure that our vote is secure. And it's like, you don't understand.
Yeah,
that
just
that's
because,
not-
some demographics are overwhelmingly affected by it while others remain untouched, doesn't mean it's like bigoted or racist or anything. Not like that's
Yeah.
like,
That's not what that means.
kind of what the definition of that
Yeah,
is.
that
but
would be
whatever.
like saying that a hurricane that hits like I don't know Fort Worth or something is bigoted against them.
Yeah,
like, no,
although
it just-
again,
it
if
ju- it
it
just
were,
does.
it's Fort Worth. So
I mean, if they could hit gerrymandered
if they could just
areas
miss
with a
the entire
hurricane,
rest of the state,
they would
and
do
if
that.
a hurricane makes landfall in Fort Worth specifically,
it just picks up its skirts and flies over to Fort Worth.
I mean, it couldn't have happened to a better place, though, right?
yeah.
A more prepared place where everyone, has guns. They can defend themselves from
They
that
can
hurricane.
shoot
That's
the
where I
hurricane.
voted
Wait,
goes.
don't people just shoot at hurricanes and tornadoes?
Yeah, you
Like,
got a problem with
Correct.
I'm just picturing that like King of the Hill scene where Bobby tries to throw an egg into it and just gets himself hit in the face, but they're doing it with a gun.
That's probably a way, I would say, not a ton, but at least tens of Texans have died.
Listen, it's a delaying tactic.
Yeah.
There's just a tornado coming in. They just fire like thousands of bullets into it, and then you can just see clouds of bullets like insects
swirling around
in there.
yeah. That's basically how she goes.
You're good. I'm glad you've been spending so much time making deadly disasters more deadly.
Uh-huh.
You never run out of ways.
Well, you see, partner, we gotta give that there Tornado a fighting chance. We don't have basements down here, you see, and, wait a second, the math's wrong on that. Anyway, don't worry about that, and don't worry about your power grid going out. We'll have that fixed in a couple years.
You will have to pay for that, though.
You will be paying dearly for that.
Yeah, because we're not going to harden it against any sort of ransomware. No, we're just going to expand capacity until...
And maybe winterize some portions of it. Not all of it, because that would be too burdensome on the private sector.
Oh, the only thing we have to be able to
whatever we
run...
feel like.
Yeah, there are 4 things that have to run in the case of an emergency power grid failure. It's the downtown of Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas.
Unironically, yes.
5 if you don't include Fort Worth and Dallas in the same one. But that's the only thing in the state that's important. Literally, unironically. Like, that's literally what happened when we froze over. So, just in case anyone was not clear that they do not give a fuck about us.
Yeah, it's very uncool when all these big East Coast and LA libs who hate my freedom talk about how people in red states are stupid and evil. That's incredibly hurtful, and I can't stand it. However, everyone outside the very blue cities here in Texas can be swallowed by the storm. Thank you. That is my campaign for governor.
They are incredibly hateful and evil.
Yeah.
What, we'll lose a few Dairy Queens? Or whatever.
Okay, that...
Not the Dairy Queen.
Now you've hurt me.
As resident Dairy Queen of the podcast.
As the one from the Midwest who is a lesbian, you are indeed the Dairy Queen.
Is that what you call lesbians from the Midwest? Dairy Queens?
Yeah.
You don't
I definitely do now.
Listen,
That's great.
You don't understand. We get like royalties on every dilly bar, those little popsicle things, because they made them in my hometown.
I fucking
Oh
love
my
like
God.
so that just has been fueling your taxes for the past 50 years basically. I see.
No, it's just my weird form of nationalism.
Oh, I see.
Of townism.
Dilly Bar Invicta. Yeah.
Burn the Constitution, save the Orange Julius.
Good. Well...
Speaking of other things full of bullets, Texas Walmarts almost
Texas Walmarts. There you go.
Because that hasn't happened like several times in the past couple of years.
Yeah. I believe we talked about this on a stream at some point when this guy was arrested.
Yeah.
But Coleman Thomas Blevins.
Oh, what a name!
That
is such a. They should have just arrested that kid right out the pussy. Like that is a school shooter ass name.
Just dripping, just fresh.
Yeah.
On the floor. Okay, of that.
Just came out in a little trench coat and fucking postal glasses. Like we could tell.
We all know that this is like, he didn't come out of a vagina directly. This definitely was a C-section baby.
Well, I don't want to say grown in a lab by the government, but somebody's gotta.
They just spawn at night.
I mean, I'd be willing to bet the government grew something in this situation.
Yeah. It
Also,
does reek of like, I don't know, just like creepiness.
Well, looking at his fucking mugshot, Short King, unfortunately, like, no,
this Short King will be missing out on White Boy Summer. Yeah.
Yeah, he certainly will be. Like giving all short people a very bad name.
Yeah.
5'9" is not terribly short.
He's not 5'9". Girl, look at that hair. That hair is doing
the hair
a lot.
is like 3 inches. Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like he looks like the virgin version of one of the Da Vinci guys.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Homie
Oh,
here
wow.
is 5'6". Like
5'6" and suffering. His eyes are at 5'4", which you know
His
is already
eyes
not
are
great.
at 5'4". Okay.
His eyes
His
are
eyes are down
5'4".
here, all right?
His eyes are at 5'4", but the top of his forehead is at 5'7".
This poor man. Maybe phrenology's real, and this is it.
Wow.
This is how you identify fucking mass shooters. Is like
Kerrville,
oh, dude.
Texas.
It's
Oh, yeah.
Kerrville, Texas. The Kerrville Police Department worked together with the Texas DPS, the Department of Public Safety Criminal Investigation. You ordered another fucking. All right, there's more cheese whiz in the house, everyone.
Oh no.
The
that's what you're talking
Department-
about. I thought you were
Texas
talking about the
Department-
DPS.
The Department of Public Safety Criminal Investigations Division, the FBI, and the Kerrville Police Department, and the U.S. Secret Service. This guy.
I don't.
This
trust
guy inspired
any
a
of
whole
that.
like road movie. Like you could have done like a Final Fantasy 14 or 15 of Feds with this guy's fucking team set aside.
You could do a Super Smash Brothers of government agencies.
Yeah. They do like Twin Peaks, but like there's like it's the Twin Peaks Four Swords edition, so you have 4 Dale Coopers, and they're all different like monochrome colors, and I would play the fuck out of that.
Apparently, Mr. Blevins.
Mr. Blevins.
Mr. Blevins.
Again, mass shooter name, but I continue.
Was preparing to proceed with a mass shooting. He made a specific threat that included Walmart, working at the FBI, Kerrville KSCO, I think that's Kerrville County
Criminal.
Sheriff Office.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Investigators
They
confirmed
keep
Mr. Blevins.
calm and chive on.
Yeah. God damn. They confirmed his capability of following through with the threat. We live in Texas. Every 6-year-old has access to.
Yeah, I was like,
You could probably buy the things necessary at the Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah.
How long do you think the like Secret Service, the FBI, like was just sending this guy aggressive messages, being like, "You have to do it, or we can't fuck." Like,
Well, yeah. So I think we should get to one of the more interesting things about what was found when he was arrested, because that kind of defines. We've been saying like, oh, this guy very much seems like an op. So authorities searched Blevins' home and said they found items including firearms and ammunition. This caption reads. The caption does not nearly do it justice, because there's like 2 guns and 4 boxes of ammo on this table. Behind the table, a black sun on like a runic Nazi flag, a Confederate flag, the flag of Saudi Arabia, some other fascist symbol.
that's
some fucking t-shirts.
Catholic fascism.
Yeah, and then like a weird Orthodox flag below all that too.
Yeah.
So it's like this dude, like centrist king, either that or, as y'all were saying, like several different intelligence agencies, like were forwarded onto the same email chain, and then just, hey, we're all gonna make this guy different kinds of crazy.
Make sure a flag.
I can't identify all of the books, but clearly that is the Turner Diaries right there.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
Turner
Yeah.
Diaries. The one on the end is just something by Carl Jung, I believe. The red one.
Oh, no.
Is that 12 Rules to Life?
Wow, Atheist's BTFO.
Yeah.
Is it an
the-
INTJ or an INTF?
I'm trying to figure out what the name of the yellow one is. I thought it was aggressive architecture. It's something else.
I think that shirt on the right might be the, y'all know that one Justice album? With the
No.
cross? No? No,
It
no,
looks
no
like-
2012 Justice fans in here? Alright,
No.
fine.
Oh my god.
Harassment architecture. That's
No,
it.
you're-
The
you're
yellow one,
right.
the yellow one is harassment architecture,
Okay.
So, Twitter.
which is a really shitty like book by someone who read too much Palahniuk or something.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Ugh.
yeah.
If I can read from Goodreads, harassment architecture has been described as an almost plotless and violent march against what the author calls the lower world.
So, like, not understanding what Palahniuk actually was writing about, but instead being like,
Yeah.
I like all the violence.
Yeah, basically, it's a guy just wandering around the normal world, like just occasionally stopping to think, what if I did horrible violence right here, right now? Cool.
It's
Wow.
the story of a man who aims to usher in collapse. He's sick of his surroundings, bound by them, but still seeking the way out.
Also, what's this big, like, cylinder thing? It looks like a weird humidifier.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know.
That might have to
that might
do
just be
with
a
one of the
humidifier.
other things that they found. In the warrant, they found
ooh.
firearms, ammunition, electronic evidence,
That could
I
be
assume
a
it's the
cell
laptop
phone.
sitting there on the table.
Yeah.
concentrated THC, and
They got my boy for his
radical
posts and his vape.
ideology paraphernalia.
Well, that's all
Radical-
the books.
Radical ideology paraphernalia, like like ISIS
Like all
shit,
these books?
Carl Jung, the Turner Diaries, shitty Nazi books about being violent. Like this
Also,
is
like Carl Jung though, like he could just like that's not radical. That's like, that's extremely not radical.
You have to
actually.
consider here, though, that this is Texas, and any literacy at all, to some extent, is considered witchcraft.
Oh, okay,
I
fair
think,
enough.
I'm just glad that they put the Confederate and Nazi flags in with the with the guns and the Carl Jung book.
It's a hell of a guy. Yeah.
All of the flags, except for the Nazi mysticism one, appear to have like recently been they've just been unfolded for this.
Yeah, they
picture.
look like they were unpacked out of like a fucking. They look like they were unpacked for like the reopening of a Spirit Halloween. Like that's the kind of like
this
quality
is kind
we're
of set
talking
up
about.
like this is set up like someone's tabling for information. Like,
Like I think what we
this
need
is
to
on
be
a
doing.
college campus.
This is just an average table at a gun show in Texas.
Absolutely. Yeah.
See, what
I don't know why they thought this guy was so radical.
We need to look through here and we need to pick out all the things that are somewhat thematically similar. Although if this guy was raised on like 8-coon bullshit, I'm sure all of this is thematically similar because it all triggers people who like living. But like like the flag of Saudi Arabia. Why the fuck is that in there? Is it just because they're a US ally? Is there like someone in like the Department of Homeland Security who's like, hey, can you put a fucking Saudi Arabian flag in there so we can get a little more like going on against the Middle East in general?
The
Just
anime
stick
girl
that
that
in the
lives in this
picture.
guy's head just hates Yemen.
Yeah. Oh, it
Wait,
is probably just hates Yemen because
See, that's why
leftists like Yemen.
Yeah.
That's-
See, I think
you're
that's why
right.
this is an op because like if this was real, there would be an anime titty witch poster somewhere.
Yeah.
That's that's out of the frame to the left hand side.
Yeah, because that's not radical at all. That's not radical ideology.
That's where they found the concentrated THC was just under a shrine to like a large-breasted like lolly creation.
No, all the electronic evidence is his
It's
like,
true.
It's visual
is
novels.
his like little like waifu simulator app and all the hentai that he watches.
He has
It's
one
a
of those-
visual
he has-
novel that like is just called CIA.exe, and it's about like I don't know, fucking what's it
about
flavor of the
fucking.
month anime woman.
Instruction manual on
like
how to be a
Miku or
psyop.
something.
Yeah,
No, he has
whatever
one of
everybody
those-
said. Encouraging you to shoot up a place of business.
Right. It is that, but it's one of those 1400 hologram like bell jar Vocaloid anime titty witches.
Yeah. just filming the mass shooting with the Vocaloid on screen shooting too.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
as some sort of like VTuber thing.
Yeah. Oh god. So we're all in agreement that like there's some op in here, but like also this person is perfectly in line with like I know nothing about the internet except like
Yeah.
how to like be fucking an edgelord.
Yeah.
I think for sure he had some of these flags, but I think the Saudi Arabia one is a little suspect.
The-
and
The
the
Catholic
two-
fascist one is weird to me, but I could see him just getting that
No.
and then just setting it aside.
There are people who do that. There are genuinely people who do
yeah,
that.
but like the Catholic one with the Gnostic one right under it though, that's weird.
That
Yeah.
seems like it should
What
be contradictory.
fucking Orthodox churches are you going to in fucking Kerrville?
It's true.
Like, there's
yeah.
Kerrville has like the highest Greek population of all of
Maybe,
Texas.
because that's the kind of bullshit that like small towns in Texas have. But I'm saying, likely no.
Also,
Lil,
Belvins. That is the least Balkan name I've ever heard.
Oh, 100% like a guy who
Levins.
just finds a religion on the internet and is like, oh, these priests seem pretty based, because that's how people from Kerrville talk.
it's true.
And
Oh,
yeah,
there's
Well-
no Kekistan one on here though.
they're
so that, I actually
definitely
do find
that's
that kinda
lacking.
surprising.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
a weird esoteric fucking Gadsden flag.
Yeah.
Then we'd get like op bingo, but as it is right now, it's just kind of like I guess maybe he's just stupid.
Yeah, this isn't quite past my stiff test, but like I can't quite pinpoint what seems the most off. I honestly think it's the Saudi flag.
That one just does not have much going. What is that?
Also, he never read any of these books. I
No.
100% believe he owns the books. He never read them.
The Turner Diaries looks like it's been opened. I can't say that about any of the
I've read
others.
books actually.
Yeah, that young book looks pretty. that looks pretty fresh. That is
Excuse
a
me.
leather-bound book.
Excuse
college-
me. It's got a fucking bookmark like ribbon in the middle. Clearly, he's read half of it.
No, see, but Charlie, that's just where the bookmark is put by the manufacturer. That spine looks like pristine.
Well, we can disagree all day about whether or not, this Kerrville operation was the CIA or the Secret Service, whichever one of the alphabet agencies' fingers got dipped in there, post arrest. We'll never really know. But I now want to present to you the El Paso woman who is in the news this week for being arrested at school for posing as her 13-year-old daughter.
What?
Again, all these anime motherfuckers.
What is
telling
this like
you.
Is this
Texas woman
Hello Fellow Kids thing?
was arrested after spending an entire day at middle school posing as her 13-year-old daughter and documenting her experience online as administrators and most teachers failed to notice.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and we are back to school in person, of course.
Yeah.
This person does
Bo-
not look 13.
Bo,
She was
you are the
taken into
only one-
custody at her home by the police, who saw this happen after several social media posts circulated online documenting the incident.
Because all the kids noticed.
Mhm.
Well, yeah. Literally, Mrs. Garcia says the teachers were so preoccupied about the students who were online that they weren't paying attention to the students who were there physically. I think the deal
she's
breaker
one
for
of
me
those
was
people.
actually walking in and posing as a 7th grader. I mean, I'm no spring chicken, but it wasn't hard. She made it through all 7 periods until the last teacher asked her to stay after class and confronted her.
So how much of it was like, actually like, oh, we just don't know because we're teachers, we're not paying attention to these kids these days, and how much of it was just like, hey, is it fucked up if I tell that 13-year-old she looks like she's like, pushing 40?
No, I come from a family of teachers, and this is 100% a bunch of teachers being like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, one of my kid's parents is here. Jesus Christ, say nothing.
And they're just
Keep
too
your head
fed
down.
up to fucking
Don't
deal
talk."
with this. Yeah.
Hopefully
Yeah.
they'll
I'm
just
not
leave
going
and
to
they
the
won't talk
principal's
to me.
office with her. I'm not going to be stuck here after school today. I got to go home and drink. Okay.
Like, I mean, I don't know. I've been to a class where a teacher or like where a parent has been asked, like by the principal as like a form of punishment for the student to like shadow their child so they don't misbehave.
Oh my
Like
god.
it is
That's
incredibly
cruel.
it's incredibly embarrassing. But it's like it was only like in like elementary school or middle school.
All right,
it's
y'all.
incredibly
No, I
We've
think that would
talked a lot of
traumatize
shit
someone
here.
for life.
I think
Yeah.
we need to hear her side of the story, which is, ahem. I was, hey, put your phone away. I was not a name. I was not a person. I was, hey, put your phone away, Garcia said. It was for a social experiment. I wanted to see if I could make it the entire day without anybody noticing. I'd say up until 7th period is a very long day for a 30-year-old. There have been one too many mass shootings in schools, she continued in the video following her arrest. Just
The last one, that was
finally
the,
pushed her over the limit.
maximum number I found acceptable.
Yep. That is disgusting to think of that. That is disgusting to think of that it all could have been prevented just by putting metal detectors and more security. Are you more concerned that I, a parent, was sitting next to your child, or do we really want to wait for the next person taking their Second Amendment right to the extreme? So she's saying it's within the rights of the Second Amendment to shoot up schools, so that's a cool understanding of the way things work.
How would metal detectors figure out she's 30?
what was her argument here?
Hip
I
replacement.
Check for the metal in her hips, that's how.
Yeah, she threw spaghetti at the wall and it's like, here's my excuse for being a weirdo.
This reminds me of like that video that one dad took at some point where he's just like rambling in his car about how anyone could kill all of these precious children in the school, and then he just like films himself walking into the school, just saying hi, walking around to classrooms, being like, I could just kill anyone in there. I could just kill anyone in there. Like, look.
I mean,
look how
that's
insecure this is.
usually the average like Texan train of thought is just like, oh yeah, I could kill every motherfucker in this Hardee's.
It's
I'm the most esoteric bitch in this HEB, and I am an old god to be feared and worshipped.
like the thing is like I don't know I don't know what's better in Texas. It sounds like you could just walk into a campus, but where I grew up, our schools were, because we were very afraid of things like this, and we were like under a lot of threat of like gang violence from gangs outside. like our schools were like locked down like prisons. We were not allowed to leave campus like for lunch or anything. Like you had to leave and you also if you didn't have any reason to be on campus afterwards, you were not allowed to be on campus. Like you got kicked out.
Damn.
So yeah, so it's very weird. I don't know where to strike the balance, but somehow walking around like some fucking weirdo, like someone's mom walking around like a fucking weirdo, being like,
Cosplaying
I
as a
could have
7th
killed
grader.
everyone. It's like, so like, why don't you bring like social experiment my ass? Like, stop being fucking weird. Like, just bring that up at the next PTA meeting. You
Well,
fucking...
you know what?
You know,
I think-
we
I
say a
think
lot
Miss
of touch grass, pick up a football. Maybe this lady needs to go outside less.
I think that Miss Garcia speaks for us all. I'm pretty sure that she said that she supports defunding the police. As she was initially booked in the El Paso County Detention Facility on both charges and for an unrelated traffic warrant. Her bonds
Clean.
totaled $7,908.
As long as you're here, we might as well lock you up for this too.
She also documented her interactions with deputies when they first arrived to her home.
Like, okay, Miss
the
Garcia, we may agree on a few things, like our kids like not paid enough attention to by teachers. Yes. Like, is it too easy to get onto some school campuses? Probably. Don't be fucking weird. Just bring it up at the PTA
Please, for the
meeting.
love of God, be normal.
It's what the PTA exists for.
Like,
That's-
if you're a concerned parent,
That's your
do the
democratic
right
power.
thing.
Go exercise your democratic power. There's no need to fucking lone wolf. All right. There's no need to.
Don't lone wolf. Oh
Don't
my God.
lone wolf.
Interesting choice
Jesus.
of words, I'll say.
There's no need to go gallivanting into the school on your own.
Yeah, when found, the victim had a Saudi Arabian flag next to a Montessori school flag.
Oh my
no.
God. All right. Well, speaking of red flags, we all know that that cybersecurity is one of the least paid attention to things in any company because, of course,
Computers are magic, and we don't need to know how they work as long as they continue to do
It's basically
spreadsheets.
Dungeons and Dragons on a box.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons on a box, and it costs more money to be prepared than it does to fix things after it's broken.
I don't
Right?
know about that. I don't know about that. That sounds
Yeah,
like
but
that
we live in
sounds like
America
too
that doesn't believe in
straightforward.
preventative care. Like,
You don't know that. You have to have done preventative care once to know that.
and this society never happened.
Oh no. Well, security analysis in the University of Minnesota.
Minnesota?
Minnesota? It's Artemis. This is your university. This is the pride and joy of Minnesota, is warned of the U.S. Agriculture
Computer
Department
science capital of the world.
in late May. All right. In late May is after we've had like 3 insanely massive ransomware attacks in the U.S.
On
the
gas,
one on
on
Colonial
beef.
Pipeline.
This is
and-
cool.
So
This
on
is
the one
based
on
and you
gas,
keep doing it.
the fucking solar winds exploit, all sorts of shit. So they said, hey, by the way, there's a cybercrime known as ransomware that could wreak more havoc on Americans' food sources than COVID-19 did. Literally a week and a half later, the ransomware attack forced the shutdown of meat plants that process more than a fifth of the nation's beef supply.
Not our
Oh my
meat.
God.
Our beef has been hacked. They hacked the cows.
Yeah, they're hitting the like 2 of the most American things, which are gasoline and beef.
The meat packing giant JBS is the,
meat
starkest
packing
example
giant, you
yet.
say.
JBS is packing meat.
You'll notice they didn't hit the pork place. We should see if they have a Saudi Arabian flag.
Ooh, wow. I'm pretty sure that pork and like the Middle East have like a thing.
Yeah, no, it's not allowed. That's why they
Yeah.
didn't. That's why they didn't hit it. They didn't
Yeah.
think of it.
This is what I love, is the way these fucking things are designed, where like all of these processing plants and all of these things that they're making, it's not like they're like developing new machines and they're adding all these things and they're like developing their own systems and they're like nobody
These
there has
proprietary
control of any of this.
cowputers, yeah.
Yeah.
No one has any control over these things. They're literally just coming in and just sort of like stapling automation on top of the existing system. It's basically just all cloud controlled. And so you just can hack fucking anything because they're just like, it's an Internet of Things now.
Yeah, it's basically the it's the Siemens issue where it's all these not commercial. I guess it's commercial industrial controllers. It's industrial controllers, and all of them have the same login.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's password one or admin.
Yeah. Admin 101.
Yeah. There's no federal oversight over cybersecurity practices in any food industry, which crazy. No mandatory cybersecurity rules govern the millions of food and agriculture businesses that account for about a fifth of the U.S. economy.
And also where we get our food to eat.
Listen,
which I think is an important
the thing
aspect.
that feeds us.
Yeah.
You can have cybersecurity in your meatpacking plant when I can film in there. That's the deal.
Oh boy.
I think it's incredibly important to be secure. Like, this summer when you're doing your meat packing, make sure you know who you're doing it with, and you wear protection. And
that's what packing is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. If only these fucking cybersecurity, these big old beef companies were prepared to fucking get their meat packed, like maybe we'd be in a different situation right now.
Pre-exposure prophylaxis.
Yeah.
This is the literal opposite of the cock cage hack.
The hack was that it took the cock cage off, not that it locked it on.
It uncaged the meat, and now we got cows roaming all across the countryside. It's terrible.
Hey, I'm okay with that.
You want Mistress to have these keys still? Then you best pay the ransomware. We're gonna fucking pop this thing off of you.
Too often, agriculture is dismissed as it's important, but it's not that big a deal. Who the fuck says that?
Who says that?
Representative Rick Crawford from Arkansas apparently doesn't require sustenance to survive. That bloodsucker.
Rick Crawford from Arkansas subsists entirely on like ambient fucking banjo music.
If you eat, you're involved in agriculture. This is some fucking like
unless you're Rick Crawford.
us out here in the country, we are very important as well. I'm Rick Crawford. Please vote for me. I do not live in Washington D.C. most of the year. I don't have a mansion. I promise.
I guarantee Rick fucking Crawford has a mansion. Rick Crawford has a mansion with a yacht in it, with a smaller mansion in the yacht. Fuck this guy.
It's the classic American representative that wants to be, I'm from the South. Fucking
I may just be a simple country lawyer.
Mitch McConnell. Yeah. How many voice lessons do you want to bet Mitch McConnell's taken to sound the way he sounds?
Oh God, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is a guy who was forced to do cotillion. I assume.
Mama says that I gotta continue my speeching lessons until I have a tongue as delicate and flighty as a June bug. And by golly, I'll keep doing them.
How easily you drop into some fucking weird ass southern
weird ass fucking Ellie Kemper at the Veiled Prophet's ball kind of shit. Yeah. That's just what living in the South is, boyo.
Yeah. You on a dime you could turn full To Kill a Mockingbird.
Well, I've always believed in the kindness of strangers.
Oh man,
that's not the same thing. I know.
Don't forget.
I'm dumb, but I know references.
Thank you.
That's from that episode of The Simpsons where Marge is in a movie about a streetcar. I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Well, don't worry. Joe Biden has signed Executive Order 14017 on February 24th, 2021.
I was worried.
Months before this happened, it's America's supply chains. And this frustrating, I am so soft after just scrolling through that, not even reading anything. Frustratingly long executive orders about securing the nation's supply chains. And nothing has changed from February to June when the beef was hacked. So,
beef hack.
Don't worry, COVID-19 might have shut down slaughterhouses, cybersecurity will just shut down all the automation, and we don't have anybody to do the work. So it's the same outcome either way.
I've read fucking Splatter Capital recently enough that this might be a way to get Leatherface back in a job. Good reference for anybody out there who's read Splatter Capital.
Yeah.
I love it. We've talked a lot about how fucking delicate the United States, like, all of our important supply chains are. How delicately...
I don't know, like, because delicate makes it sound like a baby giraffe or like some sort of like beautiful origami artwork or something. We are not delicate. We're like just shambles, I think. Like we have drank so much that we are shaking physically and can't stop. And this is someone who already downs like a handle a day. Like that's what the country is.
Yeah, permanent shakes because of our
messy and rough.
alcoholism.
Like we can't even fight the fucking shakes off at this point.
We are the 97 Honda Civic that I drive.
We're all trapped in a 97 Honda Civic, and the 97 Honda Civic is bleeding.
Yeah, I mean, like, the tires are basically bald. Do we even? When was the last time we got an oil change?
Does it have oil?
Does it have oil in it?
Does this car predate oil?
Yeah. When is the transmission going to just stop shifting and shatter itself into a billion small pieces of transmission? Who knows? We're driving down the bumpiest road in Texas because we live in Houston,
and we don't maintain our roads here.
Yeah. And yeah, it's so fucking like. I'm about to have a Joker moment. I'm gonna laugh because it's hilarious how shit all of this is. It's
not a single sidewalk. It's just random chiclets, just fucking every which way.
Yeah, it's a two-lane blacktop. Hasn't been repaved in 15 years, and you're just praying that you don't go off one side or the other.
Yeah, you got chunks of pavement floating around in like just a fucking bayou, like it's a Spyro the Dragon level.
I was gonna say it's weirdly floating around like it's some sort of like messed up non-Disney world of Kingdom Hearts or something. Just rocks floating in the air.
Yeah, point is either to get around in this great state of Texas, you either got to know how to double jump or you got to have Donald Duck with you. Those are your only fucking options.
Just remember, as we continue to talk about cybersecurity in the U.S. and all of our supply chain and all that stupid, random, fucking annoying, boring shit, like...
CumVPN is this episode's sponsor, and they have a great deal for you. Type offer code CUM wherever.
Don't
and
toy with me.
You'll get some money.
Don't toy with me.
Don't toy with you in thinking that like we might actually have somebody giving us money for this podcast.
There is no way that you could get the federal government to pass a law that says, well, you have to be signed into your VPN to run your automated factory. So
I mean, VPNs run great on DOS, so it could happen.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, this is not just a problem with like a couple specific things. This is literally such a widespread problem in the United States. We just live with this. Like
that our computer infrastructure is just hellish. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the only reason that people have been afraid of doing this more often is because we might bomb their country as retaliation. Is that fair?
We might what?
Wait, you cut out.
Oh, the only reason why people have been more afraid of hacking the United States is because we might bomb their country as retaliation.
Yeah, or like a country nearby, or just start bombing countries until somebody fesses up, like the fucking, Batman doing an interrogation.
Jesus.
This will show you Estonia. You slimy fucking bitch.
This is Zack Snyder Batman too, okay? He
is
full on breaking spines.
Fascist nipples Batman.
Fascist nipples.
Oh.
I've seen the Snyder Cut.
This is breaking news. This is bad.
Oh no.
It's
another hack.
No. El Salvador is the first country in the world to recognize Bitcoin as legal tender.
That'll show China.
That's fine.
But
Wait,
here,
El
here-
Salvador
no, no,
didn't they adopt the dollar as the U.S. currency when I was in high school?
yeah, but here is
That was a
the
bad idea.
here's
El
the
Salvador's
latest
just
tweet
figuring
of-
some things out.
I just posted into Podderators the latest tweet from the president of El Salvador.
Lots of presidents on
No.
Twitter this episode.
Please.
God damn
Elon
it.
Musk called the president of El Salvador and said, "Please, I have a favor."
Wow.
Real
Wow.
based. God.
So yeah,
Us.
for those of us listening at home, or at your job or at your parole hearing, wherever you listen to fucking Psychic Dolphin Garage, yeah, it is hashtag new profile pic, and he's got just him at a podium with the flag of El Salvador draped across his fucking chest, and laser eyes, which I think is a Bitcoin meme, right?
Yeah, it's a Bitcoin,
It's a Bitcoin
thing.
meme.
It's
Great, just a general
Presidente
crypto
Nayib.
idiot meme.
I
yeah,
mean,
Presidente Nayib Bukele.
look, I'm gonna do the Bitcoin thing, okay? My grandfather asked me what the blockchain was. I explained it to him, and he was like, "Well, you know, it's better. I guess it's better that it's, you know, it's this decentralized thing than allowing the federal government to keep fucking with the financial system the way that they have been." And I'm like,
No.
okay,
That's a great way to describe it to grandpas.
that's okay.
Right, except you literally they just keep centralizing it because literally when they don't, it's just scams. And then they
Right.
centralize it and the centralization is a scam. It's great.
Just like a real currency.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it's all scams all the way down. You know, I
Yeah.
don't know. You know,
It's almost like when a thing only has exchange value for the sake of profiting off of like gambling schemes. That's all people do is scam each other.
Hey, or buying heroin off the internet.
Are they even doing that anymore?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
no, they shut down Silk Road. Silk Road is dead. R.I.P. Silk Road.
I forget who tweeted it, but somebody put out a tweet that was basically like, it was a lot more admirable when Bitcoin at least had the, like, you know, fucking harebrained ideas of like, oh, I'm gonna order me a pizza with my internet money. Whereas now, you know, it's, as you said, just a fucking, like, vehicle for the dumbest kind of investment.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
people
trying
that
to-
don't know about investment or technology.
As
It's-
fucking, I think it was
every
Chris on
ex-
BP Let us said, sub 80 IQ Redditors.
Oh boy.
Excuse me, I own several sheets of paper from Venmo that say that I own what could be a Bitcoin.
Right.
So-
If I watched, I'll probably like link it to a video from a content creator named Quilia Redux, and she had she's like a marketing or no, like some sort of economics degree or something. I can't remember what her credos were, but she was critiquing cryptocurrency from the left that isn't just environmental, but
Yeah.
instead talking about the actual like economic
yeah,
value
and
of-
the-
Thank you.
the-
We need more of that shit.
No, the takeaway was yeah, currency systems suck. Why are we using this as a currency system? And it's like, yes, that's
it's
absolutely.
not just that it sucks as a currency system, but that people are going to use it not as a currency but as stock investing, and it's going to be extremely volatile. So
Which is great for currency, right?
I mean,
yeah.
it's functionally just a derivative of the U.S. dollar at this point, right?
Yeah,
Right.
No, that's absolutely what you do, though. Like, that's the point of the U.S. financial system, is that you basically manipulate the market so that things fluctuate against the U.S. dollar because it's supposed to be a fucking reserve currency. And so you're just basically manipulating the market so that you make money off of those fluctuations. And that's also why the federal government being allowed to just dilute the dollar down is so, like, destructive.
Yeah,
So-
tack
Right.
your fucking your funny made up money, whether that's Bitcoin or whether that's Canadian dollars, to the U.S. dollar, so that we don't invade Canada or the nation of Bitcoin, which I
Exactly.
assume is
Well,
like
it's El
I don't
Salvador
know, a
now.
fucking
Yeah.
El Salvador, yeah, El Salvador now, I guess. Shit.
Look, if all the crypto bros just moved to El Salvador, I mean,
No, that
What,
country
they're
deserves so much
kind of
better.
asking for it. They did that to themselves.
Some sort of coiny a dignidad.
Imagine, oh god, imagine like you're like, you know, some fucking Salvadorian like
No,
dude,
it's El
like, you know,
Salvador now.
El Salvador. Shut the
no.
fuck up. But yeah, you're just some old dude, you know,
Ethereum
you've been running the
Salvador.
same convenience store for fucking, 40 years, and like some like American fucking neckbeard comes in, doesn't speak a word of Spanish, and like is like, hey, ring this up for me, old man, and fucking, you know, you have to ring it up 4 different times between like currency fluctuations because it's fucking Bitcoin and it's fucking made up internet money that'll bounce all around the place by the time you scan it.
Ugh.
You end up charging them like
literally
$30
by the
fucking
time
dollars for a bag of chips.
The cost of the cigarettes has quadrupled in the time you've pointed to them and they pulled them off the wall.
Love it. Love the internet.
There we go. Love the internet, and we love our listeners. If you've made it this far, you're a true comrade. We want to thank you for sticking around. We'd like to shout out all of our patrons, especially Scott, as well as Jorge, Tim, the Warlock, Phosphorus, Alex, Alan, Brady, Broobs, Caleb, Eli, Ian, John, Lizzie, Malwin, Olive, Richard, Rufus, Sophia, the Brilliant Dr. Fly, Tyler, and the Reverend Lawn Gnome. And, of course, our newest patrons, Aaron, Samantha, and Dylan. Y'all keep the show running. Please let us know how you liked our latest Patreon-exclusive episode.
Yeah.
Obviously, this week's episode, Bo's on the main episode, not the Patreon episode.
I'm back.
So we
Dinosaur
understand.
Story.
Yeah. We understand that, the Patreon episode may not be the more popular one, but generally it is, is the one that receives 4.7 stars.
Recording our latest
It's
one.
worth a listen. It's the extended universe, and the canon there is important, probably.
Well, we missed the chance to do bonus content. Darn.
Bonus content. That's all you get. You get me
I think
saying
we'll
boners
probably
content.
get at least some bonus content.
Mm-hmm.
I can record myself saying boners content for like an hour and a half, and we just put that out.
I mean,
It's like
I'm
a-
okay
like a
with
hip
We'll
that.
save it.
kind of
We'll
thing.
save it for the OnlyFans. We'll save it for the OnlyFans.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember, if you want to
podcast or
become a
sissy
patron,
hypno, that's just me saying boners content over and over.
Yeah.
Just a supercut of everything you've ever said and only what you've ever said.
Now that I could listen to.
if that's what Randy's your whatever you call it, then remember you can become a patron as well for only $5
What are
a
you
month
saying,
and get
Zach?
access to a bonus episode every week as well as exclusive access to other projects. And I assume you'll be the first ones to be informed about our OnlyFans. So
Who's Randy?
it's Randy in your, I don't know what you call him, but it's Randy in it.
Like you're saying Randy like an adjective, like
It's
for
a
horny.
it's like a verb. It's like Randy. You're getting Randy.
Is this a Trailer Park Boys rap? I don't follow. I'm yes-anding you as hard as I can here, and I don't understand a
Let's-
thing.
Hey, anyway, everyone, how about some plugs of all of our other content, like Dolphins and Garages, where actually all of the hosts of Dolphins and Garages are right here on this episode.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
How about Randy's your Travis?
Much
That's
better.
pretty good. That's great.
We,
Thank you.
Sorry about not having an episode out last month, but Bo and Artemis were very busy with their very busy lives. Yeah, but it's in the works. I gotta say, every single time, these three are some of the best, actually the best Dungeons and Dragoning I've ever done. So it's always a pleasure.
Yeah, I watched that
to-
2-hour YouTube video on why the Adventure Zone sucks, and now I'm more prepared than ever to get back into D&D podcasting.
And not suck.
Yeah,
Why does the
I'm not
Adventure Zone
gonna
suck?
have any characters ram a door with a wheelchair.
No, the first season of the Adventure Zone does not suck. It is very good. All of the rest of them do.
Okay.
It's just they're all terrible. Just listen to the first season. It's
That was
fine.
much
But-
faster than 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to explain, but it's not that hard. Also, Travis McElroy is probably the most annoying person on the internet.
a
I'm
name
trying
like that, I
though.
believe it.
I'm trying.
But Bo is trying. But tune in probably this month, hopefully, maybe, for our next episode of Dolphins and Garages. But you have plenty of time to catch up. There's only 3 episodes out right now. So.
And they're all fucking bangers. You'll want to listen to
They-
them like 5 times each, and by the time you do, bada bing, bada boom, new episode, people.
Yeah.
Terms and conditions may apply.
Oh, we totally forgot to open up by saying it's Pride Month finally. So
Well, I'm here.
Happy
Obviously,
Pride.
it's Pride
Happy
Month.
Pride.
Yeah.
well.
Happy Pride, everyone. We're all gay.
Well, maybe have something
Yeah.
more explicit next.
Mm-hmm.
I did this whole
Yeah,
episode with a
yeah,
dick in
and
my
not
mouth, so-
unlike all the cum talk that we were talking about. Something more.
Oh yeah,
explicit.
totally
Something
not
more
explicit.
explicit than talking about drinking cum, eating cum, probably vaping cum. I showed up a little late.
That's not. that's,
There is nothing more Pride Month than opening your show
That's
talking about what the
just-
fuck is wrong with
that's-
cis gay dudes.
that's just entrepreneurial.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
All right.
All right.
We're
All
getting
right,
out of here.
Bye.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all later.
Bye, everyone.
Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
So long.
Howdy, y'all. Don't forget to follow our link tree in the show notes to discover new things like our Discord, social media platforms, and all the places where you can listen to our podcast. Word of mouth is the best way to introduce us and other leftist creators to friends, family, coworkers, your AA buddies. Community is about more than hot takes online. And if you want to support our efforts, you can donate to us at patreon.com/psychicdolphingarage, which is spelled how it sounds. Hope to see you on the stream tonight. Enjoy this music by JJ Demon.
How the fuck I still got a full head of hair? Not a single gray. Fuck the cops, family first, every single day. Bringing a charm when I ring the alarm. My arms got a box cutter insignia. We gotta abolish ICE, we gotta abolish ICE, abolish it. No need to apologize, the Holocaust apologists. For no reason we colonized the land and put up monuments. Dope needles, dollar signs, the globe stares in astonishment. I hope there'll be a punishment. I really wanna get bloody. I really wanna stand in judgment of anybody taking money from anybody in the struggle. Anybody on a budget. Poor people getting 10 to 20 for some dumb shit. Corporations incorporating a bloodlet. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words.